Hello friends, welcome to the Blockthrasher Daily Morning Update. The Daily Morning Update is a summary of what is happening in the cryptocurrency market as well as an overview of today's cryptocurrency news. Please be sure to visit blockthrasher.com. Consider joining with a premium membership for that premium content. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We have a great Facebook group with a lot of activity going on in there. Odyssey, Minds, Hive, DTube, BitChute. We're pretty much everywhere. Wow, it's a great day. It is a great day to earn some crypto. And the markets are hot, hot, hot. Some really big things happening, really great things going on. So let's jump right in and see what is going on. Bitcoin is up 7% on the week, up 4% in the last 24 hours. It is sitting at $34,703. Ethereum, very nice as well, up 8.4%. See if I can get that out. A little tongue-tied earlier in the morning. 8.4% for the last 24 hours. Up 7.8% for the last 7 days. It is $1,421.50. XRP, we've got some XRP news today that we're going to be talking about here in just a bit. XRP had this surprising pump of 41% in the last week, but it is now back down 9.3%, sitting at 38 cents. Polkadot's kind of just been hovering a little bit stable. It is up 6.2% for the last 24 hours, but down 3% for the last week. Cardano is absolutely killing it, and this is fantastic. Super excited about that. Cardano is up almost 30% at 29.9% for the week, and right about the same in the last 24 hours. Up just 5.4% in the last hour. Cardano is killing it, coming in at 44 cents. We've got some Cardano news as well. That is not an all-time high at 44%, but we haven't seen a price over 40 cents since February, I think, of 2018. Litecoin is coming in at $1.42. Chainlink is up 6.4% in the last 24 hours. That's only 2.2% on the week, though. But at $23, Chainlink doing very, very well. Bitcoin coming up. All right, I think that will cover for now. Oh, I cannot not mention Uniswap. Uniswap sitting at number 13. Wow, who would have thought? 66% increase in the last 7 days and 5.4% in the last 24 hours. Uniswap is just killing it as well. Of course, Dogecoin is up 294% in the last 7 days. That's actually down. It was up 500%. And while we're talking about that, just real quickly, as a meme coin, which is obviously seeing pumps and dumps, it's been around a very, very long time, and this happens quite often. If you haven't been following that, it will have a pump, and then there will be a dump. Now, of course, with everything that's happening with Wall Street bets, and I wouldn't pretend to know what's going to happen. It's an interesting thing that illustrates what network effect can do when someone, it reminds me of when Elon Musk just the other day put Bitcoin in his profile on Twitter, and Bitcoin shot up 20%, right? So a significant personality like that can make a huge difference. Also, just a mass of people being driven by a meme posted on Reddit and other social media can do the same for a coin, as it has done for Dogecoin. And it's just a fascinating thing to watch. However, with the Dogecoin situation, since it's an inflationary asset and it really doesn't have that much utility other than maybe low transaction fees, which could be useful for transferring back and forth from exchange to exchange, or maybe as an actual payment coin as well. It's just not on the top of my list in terms of coins for long-term investment in terms of fundamental analysis. So that is a market wrap in terms of market capitalization. Let's jump over to the dashboard, the Clark Moody Bitcoin dashboard, and just get some more Bitcoin details really quickly. As we stated, the price is hovering at $34,710. That is 2,881 Satoshis. Well, it just dropped to 2,880. 2,880 Satoshis per dollar, and maybe we'll start to think that way eventually, or maybe eventually we'll just think in terms of Satoshis. I don't know, but the market capitalization for Bitcoin is 646 billion. You know, let's look at what that is in terms of, if we jump back over to CoinGecko.com, that is it's hovering at 61%, and Ethereum is 15% in terms of dominance of total market cap. So, you know, we've seen that's been pretty stable of late. Bitcoin priced in gold. 1 Bitcoin will now buy 18.7 ounces of gold. That's incredible. That's incredible. And in terms of the Bitcoin versus gold market capitalization, Bitcoin is only 5.38% relative to the gold total market cap. So Bitcoin has a long ways to go. Obviously, it could match gold someday or even surpass that. It's just something interesting to think about. I think they say that if Bitcoin matches the market capitalization of gold, we're looking at somewhere near 130 to 180. I should check that, but it's a significant number. The hash rate for mining is 147.1 EHS, and the difficulty is at 20.8 times 10 to the 12th power. Jumping to the news. Ripple. I mentioned that we were going to talk about Ripple. Ripple is in the news, and I don't think it's good. Ripple has sent a very large number of XRP to the co-founder Jed McCaleb. Jed McCaleb, who co-founded Ripple Labs together with Chris Larson and was its first chief technical officer, has received another XRP lump from Ripple in the number of 304,635,504 coins, which equals $121 million at the time that the transaction was performed. After pausing his XRP sales at the end of December when the SEC sued Ripple over sales of allegedly unregistered securities, McCaleb has recently resumed cashing out his XRP riches. Yeah, that's not looking good. I have always avoided Ripple from the very beginning because of the concern that it might be declared an unregistered security because of the centralization of it and the amount of coins that were held by the creators. And now it's happening. Another massive chunk being sent out. According to data published in December 2020 at the time, the total estimated holdings and profits of the Ripple co-founder and XRP amounted to $1.2 billion. Man, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if we're going to see somebody go to jail, but this just doesn't bode well for Ripple, in my view. And again, this is not investment advice. I'm just bringing you news and information for you to take as you will, but personally, concerning. Here's some good news from beinCrypto.com about a U.S. Senator. We've got a U.S. Senator who is in support of, not just in support of, she is a Bitcoin owner, user, and it looks like advocate. Now, everything that I can see here is really, really great. She tweeted that she came to Bitcoin for the store of value, but she's staying for censorship resistance. Also a good thing. That is a huge issue that we're going to be talking about a lot more going forward on the podcast, and probably some videos that I will release on YouTube. Censorship is one of the biggest issues that we're going to face, I think, in the coming years. And an attack on the First Amendment, free speech, people being deplatformed, shut down, unable to speak about what they will or want, and cryptocurrency and some of the blockchain technologies and platforms and decentralization of it might just provide the solution that is needed to protect that very, very, very important right that was enumerated for us within the Constitution, which is free speech. So this Senator, Cynthia Lummis, has declared her pro-crypto stance and hopes to educate her colleagues. Well, now this part is a little concerning. She says that she wants the U.S. to lead the CBDC charge. CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. It's probably going to happen. Something like FedCoin wallet. This would allow for better control, the theory is, of the monetary supply and of the market, of the economy. They can force velocity of money, for instance. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, really quickly, I'm getting off on a rabbit trail, but bear with me for a second. This isn't really news, just some analysis. If there's a FedCoin and there's a FedCoin app that you download to your phone, and then there's universal basic income, and you receive $1,000 in your account every month. If you don't spend that money by the end of the month, it can disappear. There could also be negative interest rates, where the longer you hold the money in the account, the less it becomes, the less value it holds, then decreasing. So a negative interest rate, right? So this might be something that could be a huge negative. It could also be something where, it could be, as it is sort of already with the dollar. I guess there isn't that much difference if it's digital versus non-digital. For the most part, it mostly is digital dollars already, but it'll be interesting to think through more about how that can have an impact if there is a CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. But for the most part, this is good. As Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies continue to gain legitimacy worldwide, this U.S. lawmaker believes that taking action is of high importance. She recently discussed her passion for Bitcoin in a podcast interview with Anthony Pompliano. In that 29-minute discussion, she gave some insight into what lawmakers have in store for cryptocurrencies. Senator Lummis is one of the first legislators to announce ownership of digital assets. She said that she first bought Bitcoin between 2013 and 2014 and has continued to pay attention to it since. She believes that regardless of its high volatility, it has maintained its quality as a good store of value. So great, awesome, excellent. More good news, more adoption, more of a positive outlook when it comes to regulatory concerns. All right, moving on to Robinhood. Now Robinhood, oh man, Robinhood. Apparently, Robinhood reportedly shelves IPO plans in wake of GameStop PR disaster. An IPO is reportedly off the cards for now as Robinhood continues to deal with the fallout from the GameStop saga and the resultant plunge in public confidence. Yeah. You think? Maybe? Just in case you don't know, what happened basically with the Robinhood app was, what happened with this whole thing was it all started with a Reddit group called Wall Street Bets. And someone found out that GameStop was going to be shorted by Melvin Capital, I think it is, of Citadel. Melvin Investments of Citadel Capital, or Melvin Capital, or Citadel Investments, one of them. Anyway, the Melvin is the smaller hedge fund, and Citadel is the larger hedge fund. They were shorting GameStop, right, at some ridiculous amount of like 200 times the amount of actual GameStop stock that existed. Someone found out about it and posted it on the Reddit group Wall Street Bets and said, let's bust these guys. Basically, let's go all buy GameStop. Let's drive their price up, make their short not happen, and cost them billions of dollars. And so when they began to do that, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, some others, they paused the purchasing. They literally stopped the purchase of GameStop stock and only allowed sales, driving down the price naturally, so that short wouldn't happen, and so that it's not good, right? It's market manipulation. It's not how free markets are supposed to work. I mean, at least shut it down completely, but even that wouldn't be good. But to just allow selling only and no purchasing. So, as reported by TechCrunch, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev was quizzed by none other than Elon Musk on invite-only app Clubhouse, where Tenev revealed the extent of the firm's losses. According to Tenev, he woke up early on January 28th to find a bill from the National Securities Clearing Corporation for the sum of $3 billion payable immediately. Providing context for that number, Tenev said, Robinhood, up until that point, has raised around $2 billion in total venture capital up until now. So it's a big number. Like $3 billion is a large number, right? The Wall Street Journal reported on February 1st that Robinhood had raised another $2.4 billion from investors, taking the total sum of money raised since last Thursday to $3.4 billion. Yet despite apparently having no problems with liquidity, the firm appears to have reasoned that its current public perception would not be conducive to a successful IPO. Indeed, the vast majority of surveyed professionals believe that Robinhood has ruined its chances of launching an IPO due to its behavior during the recent GameStop saga. And you know, the crazy thing about this is it might not even be GameStop's fault. I mean, Citadel Capital owns Robinhood, and you know, none of the Janet Yellen was paid something like $800,000 to give speeches for Citadel Capital. So it's highly likely that Robinhood received a call and that something along the lines of stop this, shut it down. This will destroy us. You cannot allow the purchasing of GameStop anymore. So yeah, not good, not good. Very surprised by all that happened. All right, moving on. Some good news. Grayscale Capital. After shutting down in December amid a historic Ethereum bull run, Grayscale has decided to reopen its Ethereum trust for accredited investors. And so this is good. This is good for the adoption of cryptocurrency within the investment, with the firms, and for those accredited investors. This will allow users to buy and sell shares of Grayscale publicly traded Ethereum Trust. This avenue provides exposure to the largest decentralized smart contract platform without worrying about storage, security, or regulatory concerns. For many users, and especially for organizations, this is a preferred way to invest in cryptocurrency. They essentially benefit the same way from price movements without adopting the inherent risks that come with owning and storing cryptocurrency on their own. That's fine. The risk that they're talking about, obviously, is regulatory. These guys need to be in compliance. Obviously, there's no risk. In fact, there's far less risk to self-custody. And that's exactly what we all would want to do and what you want to do. You want to keep that cryptocurrency, that Bitcoin, in your own wallet with your own private key so that you know that you actually have it. It's insane it's not wise to purchase a Bitcoin on Robinhood and to think you actually have Bitcoin, because you don't. You cannot transfer it out of Robinhood into a personal wallet. And that takes me back to Robinhood, which we were just talking about, which has been one of my concerns with it. They state that they're purchasing the underlying asset, Bitcoin for instance, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're just selling you basically a paper asset, right? And because you can't withdraw it, that wouldn't even force them. They don't have to go out and find Bitcoin on the open market and purchase it to then give to you. All they have to do is come up with the amount of whatever the price of Bitcoin is at that moment of which you want to withdraw it. So it's basically just a derivative, right? What you're buying potentially, I'm not saying this is the case, but it could be, that what you're buying on Robinhood is not the actual Bitcoin, but is just, in their accounting, an amount of Bitcoin or at a certain price, and then you're cashing out at a certain price, right? And so there's a possibility for that, but that's just an aside. But going back to this whole issue of self-custody and security and whatnot, even with an exchange could be doing the same thing. It could be a fractional reserve type of situation where you're on exchange and you buy some Bitcoin, but you don't have any actual Bitcoin, right? And they are just playing a reserve, banking type of strategy where as long as a certain number of people don't withdraw their crypto, they don't actually have to have the asset that's on the blockchain. They can just do all of the accounting within their own database, and then when you cash out, find that crypto. Hoping that most people never do. So anyway, that's really a discussion for another time. But this is good. This news is good because it will allow institutional investors and organizations and accredited investors who don't want to self-custody because they're concerned about compliance with the law and regulatory concerns, etc., to jump in and invest in Ethereum, once again, through the Grayscale ETH. Also, Grayscale may have plans to expand, which is good news. This resumption of trading is a good sign for regulated investors looking to gain additional exposure to a growing asset class. But Grayscale isn't stopping there. The investment firm registered to open 5 more publicly traded trusts based on different cryptocurrencies last week. Let's hope that Cardano is one of those. Right? Speaking of Cardano, moving on to some Cardano news. Cardano, let's take a look and see what's happening with Cardano. I just want to see, because it's been pumping. It's been pumping. Yeah, baby. All right. Holding steady at 43 cents. So down a penny. Cardano revisits 3-year high. What might stay behind pump? Cardano is over 40 cents for the first time since February 2018. In 2021, the Cardano price added 133.5% compared to the lows of Black Thursday and crypto March 13, 2020. The Cardano 88 price has increased by 18 times, right? This impressive result has been achieved by Cardano amidst a powerful altcoin season that catalyzes the price of all large caps. Yesterday, Binance Coin, BNB, native asset of the leading crypto exchange, Binance, printed an all-time high of over $51, while today Ethereum is changing hands to a record-breaking price. So yes, all of the altcoins have been doing well. It's been a good altcoin season. All right. So some of the things that have happened in Cardano is a strong technological background. In February, on February 1st, just yesterday, Input-Output Hong Kong introduced a new delegation center in its Daedalus 3.2.0 wallet. It eases the process of delegating 88 tokens to the staking pool. With the new release, users stay tuned into changes. I'm just going to stop there for a second and just talk about this. People have wondered, why is it that Cardano, which is number 6, I think it's hit 5, number 5, you take out Tether, number 4, probably soon number 3. Why is it not on Coinbase? Why is it not on Crypto.com? And I think the reason is because it hasn't fully completed the transition from being more of a federated system in which the staking pools were mostly held by IOHK to individual private operators, right? So that process, it is in that process now, and it's at 76%. So the Cardano blockchain is 76% decentralized. I think that once it hits 100%, we're likely to see, which will be in the next month or two, I think. I didn't double check that, so you might check it, but it's relatively soon. It'll be difficult for a Crypto.com or a Coinbase to not list Cardano when it's number 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, well within the top 10 and probably within the top 5. So that would be my expectation, is as soon as it's completely fully decentralized, maybe with the release of Mary, which is the next stage of Cardano's development, once that happens. But I would guess it's going to be relatively soon, fairly soon, and my expectation would be that when that happens, we'll see a little bit of a pump as well. So good things for Cardano, which, as you may or may not know, is my favorite. Well, anyway, that's a wrap. That's the daily market update. And thank you for your time, and please be sure to return every single day for more news and analysis. Love y'all, appreciate you all, and remember, it's a great day to earn more crypto. Talk to you soon.